segment on today?
Global warming. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, I'm Taser Lowe.
And I'm Griffin Weber, and this is Real News for Real People.
Today we're going to talk about global warming. Global warming is when the Earth heats up. This happens when carbon dioxide and other gases trap heat in the atmosphere, therefore causing the Earth to warm.
So is it fact or fiction? Well, down here at Real News for Real People, we believe it's a fact. Why? Well, let's ask college student Allison Brown.
Hello, Allison. Nice to have you.
Great to be here, guys.
So, Allison, what are your views on global warming?
I believe that global warming is a cold, hard fact. Why, you ask? Well, to start off, the main cause of global warming is greenhouse gases. And the Nobel Prize-winning chemist Svante Arrhenius knew that carbon dioxide traps heat in the atmosphere, which is caused by the burning of coal and oils.
Do humans cause these greenhouse gases?
Sadly, that is true. According to the U.S. National Academy of Sciences, the increase in the concentration of these heat-trapping gases over the last century is due to the burning of fossil fuels created by humans. Due to the increase of greenhouse gases, has this affected our temperatures in any way? That is also the case, Griffin. According to NASA's Goddard Institute of Space Studies, the temperature has risen 14 degrees Fahrenheit around the world since 1880 and much in the recent decades.
What more information do you have for us?
I'm glad you asked. And according to the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, it reports that 11 of the 12 past years are among the dozen warmest since 1850. We'll have graphs up for those later. Since the temperatures have been rising, has there been any effects on our environment? Yes, most definitely, and most of them relate to the Arctic. And according to the Multinational Arctic Climate Impact Assessment Report, ice is rapidly disappearing. Polar bears and indigenous cultures are already suffering from the sea ice loss. According to the Environmental Defense Fund, the sea levels have risen 7 inches after no change in the past 2,000 years due to the melting of ice. Also in the ocean, there is coral bleaching, which is caused by the rising temperature and how it dissolves the algae on the coral to create the vibrant color.
Are there any effects that don't deal with the ocean and the melting?
Not to be repetitive here, but yes, and just like I mentioned earlier, the polar bears have been put on the endangered species list. Also, the air quality in places where fossil fuels are burned regularly has worsened and has gotten smoggier. Another example of environmental problems we are having from global warming are forest fires. In 2003, the Cedar Fire, the largest wildfire in California recorded in history, was due to global warming. All of these global problems are all due to global warming, and there are some people out there that don't even believe that global warming is happening. Why do some people not believe that global warming is happening? Well, to explain that further, according to the National Environmental Satellite, Data and Information Service people believe that the rise of temperature is what is causing the carbon dioxide levels to rise. Even if that is the truth, we have all these greenhouse gases already by the rising temperature, and all the people are adding even more greenhouse gases from burning fossil fuels and the rising production of industrial factories, therefore raising the levels of greenhouse gases even more. So global warming is happening because the higher greenhouse gases levels then traps more heat and light into the atmosphere.
So I take it that global warming is a serious matter that has a huge effect on everyone.
That is correct.
Okay, so we just wanted to ask you a few questions, like what are your views on global warming and why?
So my views on global warming are that it's a big problem for society. It's a scientific fact because every thermometer that we can think of in the physical Earth system is showing the Earth warming. All of our reconstructions of past temperatures show that warming like this has not happened in the history of humans. And so it's a big unknown as to what's going to happen to the weather patterns and lots of things that society depends on in the future.
Do you think humans are causing global warming?
I know humans are causing global warming because there's a lot of scientific evidence that says so. And some of that has to do with a fingerprint that's created by plants when they breathe in carbon dioxide.
Some people are saying that the rise of temperature is causing the carbon dioxide level to rise, but others think that the increase of carbon dioxide is causing the rise in temperature. So what do you think about that?
It's the other way around, but sometimes this gets confusing because on very long time scales, the opposite thing can happen. And so the reason is the same as when you ever notice that when you drink a can of Coke that's warm, it's not as fizzy as Coke that's cold.
Oh yeah.
That's because carbon dioxide dissolves more in cold liquids than it does in warm liquids. So when the climate does get warmer, the ocean very gradually, it takes a few thousand years for this to happen, but the ocean gets warmer and it releases some carbon dioxide, extra carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So if something causes the planet to warm, then the CO2 can go up, and that's like temperature causing CO2 going up. But that happens very, very slowly. Once upon a time in the Earth's history, this did happen because the orbit of the Earth changed and the planet got warmer because it got closer to the sun. And then very slowly, the CO2 started bubbling out of the ocean, and it made the warming even warmer. So what's going on now is the other way around. Basically, humans putting extra CO2 in the atmosphere are causing warming in the same way that when you get inside a sleeping bag, your body gets warmer. And one concern is that thousands of years from now, the ocean may gradually heat up to the point where it bubbles out some extra CO2 and makes the human-caused warming even warmer. And I think it's going to be a big challenge for young people and the future business leaders to come up with ways that we can live our lives without treating the atmosphere like an open sewer.
Thanks so much for answering all these questions again, Fred. It means a lot.
You're welcome.
Well, ending on that note, that is all we have for the day. But don't change the channel yet, folks, because there are many informative graphs about this gruesome subject.
So for now, this is Real News
For real people. Thanks for watching, folks!